Y'all remember when Reba McEntire, originally sung by Bobbie Gentry, because if I don't say it, they're going to get in my head about it, telling y'all about this girl named Fancy, and she grew up in New Orleans. You know, she's about 18 and grew up on the outskirts of New Orleans with a mama in this shack. Now, they ain't even really having a lot of money, but the mom had just enough money to go ahead and buy her this dancing dress. So she bought her this dress and, you know, combed her hair, washed it, put makeup on her, and even put something on the lips, and this dress had a slit that went clean up to the hip. And it was red velvet trim, looked real good. But when she looked in that mirror, she no longer saw a child. She saw a grown woman where a child stood. And the mom even put some perfume on her. And, you know, she was tearing up, you know, because mama knew what was about to go on. She knew what was happening. And she's like, look, your pa done left us. I'm getting sick. The baby over there hungry. So, you know, this the move that got to be made, Fancy. I don't know what to tell you. But she handed her a locket, said, to thine own self be true. So this is where, you know, Fancy asked her some questions because, you know, roaches all on the ground and scattering all over her high heel shoe. And she's like, yo, what do I do? And she's like, look, you just be nice to them gentlemen, Fancy, and them gentlemen gonna be nice to you. So this is the last time that she saw her mama in that rundown shack, because the welfare people came and took the baby. And then the mama, she passed away. So, you know, she ain't never looked back. But now Fancy out here in the real world, you know, doing some SW stuff. And she just going on about her business, and she realized what this is. But she's like, look, I ain't about to hang my head in shame, because guess what? I may have been born just plain white trash, but Fancy is my doggone name. You better know about it. So while she was out there, a benevolent man, you know, picked her up off the street. And when he picked her up off the street, not even a week later, she was sitting there pouring his tea in a 5-bedroom hotel suite. And at this point, she done did her thing with a kingsman, a congressman, and even an aristocrat. And look, do all that work, she got herself a Georgia mansion, and she got herself a doggone New York townhouse flat. So she ain't really even doing bad. Now, she's telling her story about how she came up, and she's like, I know there's a whole bunch of self-righteous hypocrites who gonna call me bad or talk about my mama for sitting there turning me out no matter how much little we had. Now, I guess the okay thing about it is, for the last 15 years, she ain't had to worry. So she ain't even been worried for the last 15 years. But even with all her new success and being financially stable, she still hears the desperation in her mother's voice as in her ear. She remembers her mama saying, here's your one chance, Fancy. Do not let me down. Even repeated it so she know. Here's your one chance, Fancy. Don't let me down. And said, Lord, forgive me for what I do. And if you don't want no more of this life, that's up to you. But don't let me down, because your mama gonna move you uptown. And she sure enough did.